All right, it is time to continue the Shannon Reads Those Books, catch up with book reviews, kind of, sort of, not really. Hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I'm super excited to be here today and to share with you another sort of like non-book review, book review. See disclaimer video up above. What these are is I am trying to catch up with some of the projects and explorations that I'm doing and talk about some of the books that I read but never talked about. So these are not going to be the most well-researched, well-thought-out reviews, but I feel very compelled to do the video, even if it's not going to be great. So these are not this one, actually, this book I didn't read that long ago, so maybe it will end up being okay. We shall see. So today we are going to be talking about Madame Bovary. This is by Gustave Flaubert. This particular version was translated by Francis Steegmuller. Steegmuller? And this book is the 43rd book that I read for the Those Books exploration. It was released in 1857, and it makes the Those Books list for being on the Book Riot Zero to Well Read list. I read this in October 2018, so that's not too long ago, and I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. So, Madame Bovary. Madame Bovary. Wow, this one was very different. The reading experience for this one was very different than I expected. I chose this because it ended up being in one of my unwrappings. I bought it used some point, I don't remember. And yeah, when I wrapped up all my books in 2017, it was one of them. So it ended up getting unwrapped last year, and then I decided to read it. It took me about a month, I think, which is, I think, now what I realize is sort of on par with some of those books is really generally they're going to take me a month, and it's going to be pretty dedicated reading, and it's best to read a little bit at a time. And I think this one had not too long chapters. Oh yeah, no, that is not the truth. There were some not long chapters, but generally, oh yeah, no, that's, did it have breaks in the chapters? It had breaks, which is nice. So I think it was more like parts and then the breaks. Anyway, so yeah, wow. Okay, so I chose it because it was an unwrapping. And my next question I have for myself is, did I understand this book? And I would say, yeah, I did. I was so happy and I was responding so positively to the book because I understood it. So I feel like I'm at like a good point with this exploration because I'm getting more and more with the titles. I feel like I'm just getting them. And that's one of the goals for Those Books project or exploration has been to increase my reading comprehension. And I think I've made really good strides there because this was, I felt, very understandable. And yeah, so but the next question, unfortunately, is did I enjoy it? I don't think so. I gave it, as I said, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I think it is well written, understandable, but I didn't enjoy the story very much, and I thought it started off promising. We follow a young doctor who, I guess he must be Dr. Bovary, and wow, sorry, I snuck a peek at the back. I did not realize that the author was tried for offenses against morality and religion. Wow. Well, I guess this was very shocking at the time because one of the themes of this book, if you're unfamiliar, one of the themes of this book is adultery. So I know that that is something a lot of people are just full stop not interested in. For me, the challenge that I had with this book, I think, was a lot about the character of Madame Bovary and not understanding her motivations. She ends up marrying. So I'm going to talk about the story a little bit here. So this is going to be a little spoilery. If you don't know the story, she marries a doctor, like a country doctor, and like they initially have a great rapport. They seem to really like each other. They get married. And then it just sort of goes downhill from there. It's really weird who she is before they get married and who she is after they get married and then who she is down the line feel like completely different people. And I found that really confusing and kind of annoying, to be honest. She becomes very petty. She becomes very want of things, material things. She starts borrowing money against her, like without her husband's knowledge, and just borrowing against and just getting more and more and more. And then she starts having affairs and, and then thinking that the people she has affairs with will carry her away or resolve her financial issues. And then one of the things that I found extremely annoying actually was that she ends up getting financial control in their household and then pretty much driving them to, like, I don't know, I don't remember what the term was, but like not bankruptcy, but like pretty much being a criminal, like going to jail for it or being tried for it or whatever. And I was just like, I just felt like it showed sort of all of the different, like, she encompassed, like, sort of all of the different types of characteristics a woman can have that people both want and dislike. So, young, beautiful, interested, and then, so want that, but then petty, wants all the material things, wants to go off with whoever she wants. Like I don't understand why she had the affairs. I'm gonna say that full stop. I did not feel like I understood why she did the things that she did. Like I felt like it was just explaining, like, you know, this is what women do. Really? I don't know, and I don't know if that's what it's saying because, as I said, these reviews I'm not researching. I should have read all the Wikipedia pages, but I just got to get these reviews out, so bear with me. So that was my reaction. That's what I felt like it was showing, all of the different facets that people come to think of as woman and putting them in one character, positive and negative light, and just putting her through the ringer having everything that could possibly happen to her. That's okay, that's going a bit far. Not everything happens to her. And I felt like there was no reason for so many of the things that she did. So I was just left feeling like it felt like such a tragedy eventually, all of the things that happened to her. And I went into this thinking that the big theme was loneliness. That is my impression, with my impression of this book going in from, like, even this poster, she looks pretty lonely, you know? So yeah, it says a realized tale of a young woman destroyed by the reckless pursuit of her romantic dreams is its pure artistry. I guess that's of the book. The poise of its narrative structure, the opulence of prose, and the creation of the world whose minor figures are as vital as its doomed heroine. Why was she doomed? Why did she do these things? Did she have a reckless pursuit of romantic dreams? I don't know. I don't know. And I felt like, in terms of the gender divide, like, the guys that she had affairs with, there were two that I remember. One had affairs with people all the time, and it was very clear to him that he was like, oh, this is going to be fun, and now I'm going to leave, and I don't care about this person at all. And I actually think that's much worse than seeing her, like, feeling for him, wanting to be with him. And there was a bit of, like, wanting him to fix all the things and take her away from the life that she's in, which she was, like, happy with 5 minutes ago. I don't know. I would love to hear other people's impressions of this book, if you enjoyed it, if you didn't enjoy it, if there is a cultural context piece that I am missing, because I did find it not what I expected. I didn't feel her loneliness, and I feel like I should have. Like, I felt that she was unsatisfied. I think that read, but it was like anytime she got something, she wanted something else. And I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that because it's very ungrateful and very inconsiderate to be like, I want the thing, and then once you have the thing and you get the thing from someone else who gave you the thing, all of a sudden you want something new. I don't think that that's okay. I don't think that that's okay. So yeah, it wasn't what I expected. But it was understandable, and I guess the writing was good. I'm not a big critic on writing. For me, whether it's did I understand it or not is usually as far as I go with writing. And did I enjoy it? There's some authors that, like, the writing style and the words they use and how they put them together does feel amazing and like magic. But generally, I go with, did I understand it or not in terms of writing. So I don't know if I would read more from this author. That's one of the other questions that I have for myself with these books. I don't know. Like, I feel like this is like the one, but I don't know if there's more works. Sounded like, having to deal with offenses against morality and religion might have put a challenge in continuing to write, but I do not know. So there you go. There is my, what was this, 43rd Those Books book that I read for this exploration. That makes me almost up to date on these reviews, and which feels really good. And I look forward to I don't know if I know what I'm going to read next from this, which is actually kind of exciting. And I do think that even though these reviews aren't going to be great, it is breathing life back into this project or exploration, which has been wonderful. So there you go, Madame Bovary. Wasn't a win, wasn't horrible, but wasn't a win. And now we are on to the next thing. Thank you so much for watching.